Hello, my name is Ralph and welcome back to the channel. It's my time, let's go. Today we got something a little bit different here. This gentleman called me. He's down here for the Warf rally that's taking place in our part of the country. And he's brought up this old 42, I think it is, 42 or 41 WLC Canadian military bike. And he's had problems with the generator. And it's not charging at all. So we're trying to get some parts for him, which is not that easy today, and we're down to a deadline, which doesn't make it any easier. But we're going to try to get them ordered in and get them overnight and see what we can do to try to help them get this thing going. I hope that we can, but you never know with the old machines. Sometimes things just don't happen fast like you'd like them to. As you can see, she's pretty unique, especially with the sidecar. It's quite a piece of work. And this gentleman's had some problems in his life, and this is one of his toys that he's wanting to work with and get running and pretty proud of, to say the least. But we removed the generator out of here, and you know, we're just waiting for the new one to come in that we hopefully would slide in. We're going to have a bit of problem with the regulator because it takes a different one from the 3-brush to the 2-brush now, but that's all that we could get that was available. But we're hoping that we can make it work. We got to get the pin out of this because we need the end gear. Go. .3, supposed to be 1 to 6. Looks like the armature is worn way down inside, way down beyond what the brushes are on. I would say that's the problem. The armature is way down too far. That's probably what's happening to it. So we'll have to get the new one. Okay, we've got them drilled out for the 5/16 size. Now we have to go around the other side because they'll stick out too far. Now we've got to see where our bolts stick out. The bottom one, it's easier to see. There we go. So where these are sticking out, we're going to have to turn them down because they're sticking out too far. I think they're only supposed to stick out a ½ an inch. So we're going to have to cut these off and re-thread them down in there farther. That's the plan. Simple bolt-on thing. We've turned a little bit off the bolt there because they're always a little bit bigger. We're going to try to thread it down farther because we have to cut it off to get it the right length. Alright, we're going to take it over and check how far it's sticking out. I don't want to thread any more than I have to there. Just a little bit more on that one, and we're going to double check the depth on the other one. Take it over and check out how long we need. So we shortened up this nut and it's just like a thread. The length is supposed to be ½ inch. So now that we've got the bolts lengthened to the length we want, we've got to put a slot in the top of this head of this one because you can't get a socket on it once it's sunk in there because of the fins of the engine around it. So we're going to have to figure out a little cutter and put a mark on it there and try to put a groove in enough to put a big flathead screwdriver in. So we're just going to take our hacksaw and try to put a starting point from point to point. Even if I get a little grinder out, it's hard to control it. Get a little wider blade there. Try to angle it a little bit, enough to get the screwdriver blade in it. We'll try some of our screwdrivers in here. Not quite down to the bottom yet with that one. It's a little bigger one here, probably more what we need for the job. We can widen it out just a little bit more. Put a slight angle on it, let the blade get down in it. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. So now we've got a nice little slot in that. The other one we can put a socket on down at the bottom, so we're okay that way. And this will distinguish the top one that's just a hair longer than the other one. Great. Off we go. Now, if we can get this strap pushed down. Sure. That's going to be a two-hander. Try to get that on. Alright, let's see what we can do with the regulator. So we had a really good time and had a good visit with Jeb and his wife there, and he had some incredible stories to tell. The things about old bikes is not just about the old bike itself. It's the stories that come with it. And having spent a day or two with Jeb and her speaking of different things, talking about things in his past, talking about how much the bike meant to him, those are the things that really makes a difference. In the end, we had trouble with a switch on it, which was very specific to those models. And Jeb said, damn, you know, I have one at home sitting on my bench. So we couldn't get the thing to fire up. But we did what we could, and it was a pleasure to meet them, and I wish him all the best with his journey, and to, as I said before, to get my hands and be able to even work on something of this old and this quality has made it very worthwhile to me. So I enjoyed the experience very much. Well, I helped him get the 42 loaded into the truck, and they had quite a rig hooked up with a winch, and evidently knew exactly what they were doing as far as getting it in and out. We winched the thing up and got it in, and I also helped her put this little electric sort of chair that Jeb had designed himself, and I want to tell you, it was heavy duty. It could go through a war and still be working, and he needed it for his mobility. And we got things all tied down and ready to go, and I wished them well on their trip, and they were headed to the Warf Rally, so I hope they had a great weekend down there. Thanks, Jeb, for giving me the opportunity to work on it, and she was quite a piece.